Happy Monday, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you guys had a great weekend. A little cool out, right? But it was a beautiful setup for Saturday and Sunday. I'm wave meteorologist Brian Good. Welcome to Snow Talk, the title of the blog, where we have a chance to look at not only the short term, but certainly into the long term, about at least 2 weeks out, to see if there's any chance of snow. And sometimes we will have a full-on winter storm within the blog update, and those are the fun days, sort of. A little stressful, but fun nonetheless. I hope you guys are doing well. I did have a good weekend. We will hold on to a quiet weather pattern for a little bit longer. I'll explain how the next few days will evolve if you're trying to make plans just for this week alone. And then we'll get into the setup for this weekend and how that will transition to the setup for the busiest travel day of the year, although I'm not really sure that really still holds anymore. In fact, it's that Sunday after Thanksgiving. I feel like it's becoming number one on that label, but we'll see. All right, as always, you guys can ask questions or give out comments or whatever the case may be on our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, as well as what's the other one? Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch is on there too, I believe. But yeah, we need to get Instagram on there, right? So we need to get Instagram. All right, so here we go. What'd you say, Angie? You just like putting snowmen on the board. Maybe. But I really don't try to put anything on the board unless I absolutely have to. And speaking of that, it was last week, I think I introduced one that I haven't changed. I've left it on there. And I looked at it again when I was on here doing the blog update on Saturday. And so is it still there? It's a good question. So let's take a gander. This is the board as of this morning, and it is still there. Now, granted, it has got a lot of argument against it than what it did even on Saturday. That's not good. But I still think it can't be removed. So that's the reason why I'm leaving it on there. I still think it's a rain to snow setup, or rain to snowflakes is probably the best way to word this, because this first chance here, if it can indeed materialize, is not going to be the type of snow you're thinking in your mind of something big here. This is going to be just more of a festive flakes type of ordeal, but it sets the stage. It's important. It's the starting point of what could be another one after it, or even for a few after it. So it isn't a significant one in that sense, but otherwise minor. Warm air is going to be no doubt the biggest battle that one's got. All right, more on that in a second. Let's get you outside. Huber's Orchard and Winery. Beautiful start today. Nice little high deck of clouds. These will be streaming over our area off and on throughout the day today. Kept some of our numbers up, but it was still chilly. I dipped down to, I think, 37, I think, at my house for a while this morning. It was cold. The dogs ran out, and they ran right back in. That's the good thing about the cold weather, though. They don't dilly-dally. Temperatures now into the 40s here in Louisville, 50 into Jeffersonville, 50 up to north into Bedford. All right, it's hard to even see the thin cirrus clouds. They're so high up and they're so thin, but they're scooting right across Commonwealth right now from west to east, and they're fading away. This is our system in the southern part of the United States. Kathy, I just saw your comment about will this be an impact for Wednesday? You'll see in the mapping here in a second, but this system is going to be one that's going to be tracking more east than anything. We'll get some of the wave of clouds because the clouds will extend north-south from it, a little wave of clouds. But other than that, I think we're fine, looking fine there as we head into your Wednesday. So again, really quiet setup here for this week. It's later in the extended, things get a little more active. Here is one of our in-house models, get you through the rest of your Monday. Highs today into the 50s and 60s. Cold again tonight. We'll do it again tomorrow, 50s and 60s. Some high clouds as that system scoots by on Wednesday. I said, you see what it does? It just scoots the clouds up into our area, but there's no green being painted there, so there's no shower activity. The closest we may get of any showers is going to be down toward Nashville, and that may be the northern fringe of that. This is what we call the EFI, the European Extreme Forecast Index. Interesting to show it, only because I know there's a lot of numbers here, and I don't want to overwhelm you. What you're looking for here, when I show this, and you've got blues and oranges in some cases, but certainly blues and magenta colors showing up, that indicates we've got problems coming our way. And that can mean in terms of severe weather and snow. But it is tame. There's only a few yellow boxes, light beige boxes that are showing up. So it's a very quiet weather pattern. When you see all the values come in all the way through at least the 20th of November, just through the 20th, it is not showing any type of extreme weather, let alone active weather. So we're good. Things look a lot quieter than they could be for this time of the year, for sure. All right, a couple of model runs to look at. Let's start with the Euro, showing that Wednesday system scooting on by. Now, there's a second front that will be moving by. This is a Great Lakes system. It's got a front that will try to scoop up whatever it can of moisture into the Ohio Valley. It will not be much at all, but it will try. The majority of this looks to be more late Friday and Friday night. It moves on by, eventually can become a bigger system for Nova Scotia, but not for our area. We get quiet again for Sunday. We get into early next week, and this is where the mess begins. A lot of pretty colors here, right? This is the Euro again for the start of the travel week. 9 a.m. Monday, or I'll get it right. I can tell it's Monday. My brain is still somewhere last week. 9 a.m. on Tuesday. And this is a setup that a little alarming in the idea that it's got the low pressure here. Here's your front. The good thing is it would try to bring in some rain and maybe thunderstorms early in the day on Tuesday. That would cut down the severe threat because it's not a normal time of day to get fuel, right? But we are so close to the spin of the low pressure. This could be a wind advisory kind of scenario if we go strictly on the Euro idea. And yes, it is trying to pull the cold air down. It tries really hard to do that. But as it moves east, the cold air basically follows the path of the low. It doesn't really dig into the Ohio Valley. So this one, moving in Monday and Tuesday, I doubtful is going to be able to be our rain to snow one. However, it does allow for a colder push of air behind it. Spacing is everything because there is another wave coming in right down on its heels. And because there's slightly a blocking pattern to where this low is actually going to retrograde in eastern Canada, the second wave, which we can't see what it's going to do yet because it's too far out of range, that would put us very close to Thanksgiving afternoon and night into Black Friday. We'll see what it can do. It's interesting. Just don't have details on it. That's the reason why, again, at least just from the Euro idea alone, and this has been fluctuating. You'll see this show up on the weather maps. It'll fade away to nothing but rain and warm weather. Then this is back again. Then it fades away. This is common. It's the reason why you can't get too excited or too disappointed if you see model run show one scenario or another. They're going to bounce around for a while until they get within. My golden rule is within something you're talking about more than a week out, get within 240 hours. If you're going to really get excited about it, get within 84 hours. But certainly 36 hours is the time period to really get excited. And right now we're in the very end of that threshold, the 240 range. So that's the reason why there's nothing yet that we can track that is overly a strong signal. Now here's the GFS. Here's the GFS. Same storyline. A front moves in on Friday. Wave of light rain showers move Friday and Friday night. That will begin to ease back. Then as we head into the latter portion of the week, here comes yet another system. And this one actually looks very much like the Euro, right? You've got your low pressure fairly close by. You've got your cold front. Timing on this, 9 a.m. or so on Tuesday. So again, severe weather gets reduced, mainly a wind maker, rain and wind maker. It moves on by, and it's similar on the idea. There could be some cold air. The thing is, we're going to get what I call just some cold, stale Arctic air coming our way, which is not the best. We only need enough to get things interesting on the snow side. Look at the snow matrix. You may not be able to see this whole thing. I apologize because it's cut off a little bit. Yeah, a little noisy. There's a couple here and there. These are around Thanksgiving. This is just after Thanksgiving that you start to get a little bit more of the noise filling in. And yeah, I got a few that are blue. So maybe, just maybe, we get something at some point between Thanksgiving here and the end portion of November, but it's going to be hard. It will be a battle. So snow lovers, you've got your work cut out for you here. This is not going to be a cut and dry scenario of snow chances. So let me stress again, we are not forecasting snow for Christmas. We're not forecasting a snowstorm coming our way. These are all potentials that we're looking at. And it's the potential for rain to go to some snowflakes that could evolve into another system in behind it. That's kind of where we're at. We were there last week. Not much has really changed in that scenario. We just got to get closer. We got to get closer. I really can't get more data on it other than data that fluctuates too much in the extended. So I hope that makes sense. So I just will at least talk to the snowlovers. That's what the blog is about. This blog is about long-term discussion. So it comes at a risk because it will likely keep changing. All right. So there you go, guys. That's where we stand today. I'll watch it. We'll see. I got some new longer term stuff, actually. I'm excited about it. Comes in tonight. I'll have that for you guys coming up tomorrow on the blog itself. We'll see what it looks like and see if we can get into that colder air to get established right at the right time for maybe some festive flake to see how it dives in across Canada. Again, you get just a piece of it that moves out of Canada into the United States. It's not the full-on polar vortex or even a stretched polar vortex scenario is what it looked like it could have been. It's not. This is just a piece of colder air that's trying to get involved in the storyline. We'll see if it can hold. All right. Until then, guys, yeah, very quiet weather next few days. Take advantage of that. Get everything you need to. Get the lights up on the house. Try to get your decor all taken care of. That way you can sit back and relax. When the flakes do fall, you can sit back and enjoy them. Have a good rest of your Monday. I will be back in about an hour on Wave News Midday, guys. I'll see you then. Have a good one.